All right, what's going on, y'all? Man, just chilling in the hotel room. Um, Thought I'd do a live stream right quick before I shut it down. Got to get up like in a few hours, head back down to the location and finish covering the fight for basically the undercard fights. So um, I'm not too far from the facility, so it's walking distance. Plus, I don't want to lose my parking space, so but yeah, yesterday was very eventful to say the least. Got a lot of got a lot of footage. That's one thing. You know, um, no matter how this fight turns out, as I said before, I'm really happy to see that these are two black men headlining their own pay-per-view showdown. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty solid. Now, who do I think gonna win the fight? That's totally different story. More than likely, like I said, you have to assume that Errol Spence is gonna win this fight. You know, you have to. You know, I had talked to Kenny Porter. As you guys can see, y'all never thought that would happen. Me and Kenny Porter ever doing an interview, but at the end of the day, I was sent there to cover the fight, and Kenny Porter is training Sean for this fight. So it's my civic duty to talk to him and do interviews with him and get his opinion on the fight. You know, um, these next couple of days is going to be pretty interesting. So, you know, whatever happens from here on, you know, it is what it is. So, but it's something else that it's something else that really bothers me when I you know do these press conferences. Now I don't know if people saw the interview, a lot of people, but it really bothers me the fact that they just refuse to acknowledge Bud Crawford. And that just ain't right, man. They refuse to acknowledge Bud Crawford. But I did that on purpose. And once again, I wasn't trying to disrespect Errol Spence, but for them to act as if Bud doesn't exist, that's not cool. That's just not a good look. I mean, they act like the man don't even exist because, as I said before, he's not part of whatever happened between the advisor and the promoter. Because at the end of the day, he just a fighter. That's all he. That's all he. And somehow he then got tangled up in that, and it's to the point to where, what's up? Hmm. No, I didn't get that last comment, but yeah, it's just to the point. It's like, man, how did it get to this? It's just weird that they refuse to acknowledge the man existence, and he shouldn't pay the price for what happened with him and other people. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, that's if ESPN ain't paying Bud attention, that's up to Bud, his team. That's up to Top Rank. That's up to him to get on their case because apparently Bud fights for ESPN. I've acknowledged on several occasions that ESPN has not done their due diligence in pushing Bud. You look at Fox, They going out of their way. Fox is spending money, but that still don't have nothing to do with Richard Schaefer not acting as if the man don't exist. He is the champion. That's fact. That's fact. Like I said, I refuse to get caught up in that malarkey with the Bud versus Errol Spence thing. But I'm telling y'all right now, I'm just starting to think more and more. Just my own personal opinion. I'm starting to think the fight is not gonna happen for whatever reason. Because it just appears to me that they got bigger plans for Errol Spence. I know Richard Schaefer doesn't think that a Canelo fight is in the cards, but I do. Yeah, Fox. Well, that's the thing. Fox. I don't understand how ESPN can't put more money into their budget when their parent company is Disney slash ABC. It's no excuse for ESPN not to want to push their fighters because, like I said, they got access to the NBA, to the NFL, and the Major League Baseball. I've been saying this. I acknowledge the fact that they not doing they due diligence and properly promoting they fighter. I mean, we all have to acknowledge. I mean, we all have to acknowledge that ain't nobody stupid. Everybody sees what's going on. It everybody sees it. A blind man can see what's going on. But what I'm saying is, the other people don't have to take part in it neither. I just think it's stupid where you got these people acting like certain guys don't exist. You know, because that's the main problem with boxing now. Boxers boxing. Oh, this dude is on here. This dude is there. I mean, for real. You ask these boxers, hey man, what about fighting this dude? All right, man. Well, this dude is with so and so. All right, man. This dude is with here. This dude is there, and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, good grief. Nah, it's good. This where you need to be. You'll learn. That I mean, that's the problem. I mean, real talk. You just be like, man, is you serious? All you hear is, hey man, this dude fight on the zone. Hey man, this dude fight for Showtime. This dude, like, I'm like, man, it's like you hear all these roadblocks why shit can't happen. I mean, to be honest with you, fights can happen if people really want it to happen. David Benavidez say he'll fight one dude that may be possibly with the zone, but then he sort of like don't have no interest in the other dude. David Benavidez, I think his dream fight is to get to the point to where he have a showdown with Canelo. I think that's what David Benavidez wants. But the thing is, with Canelo, like Richard Schaefer said, eventually all that going up and down in weight is gonna catch up to Canelo. Canelo is a small, stocky dude, and eventually he gonna start. His body gonna start to tear down from him, like going up and down all them weight classes and shit. It's just gonna happen. And like I keep saying, Canelo is pushing 30. Then, not to mention, Canelo got an X amount of fights in. Well, yeah, well that makes sense. Well, Chillborn, here's the thing. Like I keep telling you, man, y'all gonna have to. Well, y'all should know by now. I keep telling you, Canelo is gonna be one of them dudes when he hit 30. He gonna start looking like he long in it too. Cause like I said, the man been fighting since he was 17, and he got a shitload of fights in. Yeah, exactly. He been fighting professionally. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. He might. You never know, Tilborn. He might have a life and death fight with Sergey Kovalov. That fight may take a lot out of him. Like I said, the zone ain't gonna keep paying Canelo like no $30 million to fight. The people he been fighting. They're not gonna pay him that type of money, $30 million. He gonna have to fight some big time people. I mean, it really come down to the fighter's body. It really come down to them, like how much punishment they endure during their career. Inactivity, activity. It's a mixture of a lot of things. It's the thing is with Floyd, the reason why Floyd was able to fight at a high level up into his 40s because Floyd never took a lot of punishment. Floyd never had a Floyd never had a fight where he was just like beat down. He had a couple of tough fights, but he didn't like have fights where he just because Floyd was always a good defensive fighter. Floyd only really had like his two toughest fights was which he still ended up like winning decisively was it's well I'll say the Miguel Cotto fight and then the first Marcos Maidana fight. Now he went through hell and back with Maidana in that first fight. Sergey Kovalev Sergey Kovalev is going to have to use his jab to keep Canelo at bay. Now the thing is he could land that shot that he dropped Andre Ward with in the first fight. If I was Sergey Kovalev, whenever I see Canelo trying to come inside, I just start jabbing the shit out of him. Cause Canelo gonna be trying to bob and weave his way on the inside. So when Canelo gets too close, then I would come with the right, the over the top right, and try to catch Canelo like on the top of his head and like keep him honest. And then there's gonna be opportunity for Sergey Kovalev to possibly throw an uppercut, but then Sergey Kovalev really don't throw uppercuts. He a rangy fighter. Hey, the funny part about it is I saw Floyd on my way to my car and shit. Floyd was outside of the he was outside of the Ritz Carlton. He had a custom made Mayweather jersey on. I was gonna go over there and try to seek it out, interview him, but I wanted to get back to the room, and Floyd could be real funny style when you trying to interview him. Man, that that's that's the thing. They ain't been putting no pressure. They just now finally started putting pressure on these light heavyweights to start fighting each other. Like it's supposed to start when with Arthur Beterbiev versus Booslick. Wait, say that again. But I do agree. These light heavyweights, these Russian, Eastern European fighters, they gonna have to start fighting each other. But I'm telling you right now, nah, I don't know about that. Um, yeah, these Russian dudes at light heavyweight, they've been getting away with not fighting each other for a minute, but they gonna have to start fighting each other too. A lot of people thought that Marcus Brown was gonna be the truth at 175, but he got a lot of issues. Well, most that's the thing. Like most super middleweights do eventually like convert over to light heavyweight. It's kind of funny, like 15 years ago, light heavyweight what you would call like a glamour division, but now a lot of people are starting to pay attention to light heavyweight because of how it's building and how it's been grown. And that's the funny part. Most dudes, most dudes when they go to light heavyweight, that's pretty much it. Even if they like 6 feet and some change, because they know it ain't no money at cruiserweight, and more than likely they don't have the height or even the power to try to fight at heavyweight. So that's kind of like why. 175, then sort of like picked up a lot of steam over the last, like, I say, like 7 8 years, because at first nobody really paid that much attention to light heavyweight, but like now, light heavyweight is like is it'll still never be like what the smaller divisions is like with welterweight, and um it's either the glamour divisions and weight classes is it's usually welterweight and heavyweight now. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, when Roy, yeah, that's true. You could say that when Roy went up to light heavyweight, that's when a lot of people like started to pay attention to it. But like light heavyweight is like it's good now, and hopefully it stay that way too. But that's sort of like the end of the line. Like if as far as weight classes go, because me and this OG reporter was talking about that, and he was kind of we was talking about like Andre Ward and stuff. Why he sort of like said fuck it because he knew it wasn't really no reason to try to go up to no cruiserweight because there ain't no money there. Nobody care about cruiserweight. At best, if you you ain't gonna make no money at cruiserweight. That's why homeboy like moved up to is moving up to heavyweight. He wanted, but he one of the very few dudes that probably gonna do some damage at heavyweight, but we'll see. I mean, Evander Holyfield was a cruiserweight, but eventually he had to move up to heavyweight. But the thing is, with Evander Holyfield was like yoked up and stocky and he was like 6 foot, and he was like 6 foot 2.5. So it was able he was able to maintain and go up, a weight class. But as I said before, he had to go up to heavyweight because, as I said before, it ain't no real money at no damn cruiserweight. It's very rare. I mean, for real, is there anybody that we talk about at cruiserweight? No, because nobody cares about cruiserweight. Nobody. I'm just keeping it 100. Everybody, everybody know that nobody don't care about no cruiserweight.